Welcome back.
Yes.
We're very excited.
We're learning a lot about the classroom today.
We are learning a lot about the classroom, and joining us via Skype, we have Nicole Shavane. Have I got it even close to right? Did I say your name correctly? Hi. Say your name for us, Nicole. Shavane. Okay, and Nicole is coming to us. She is the creator of Nicole's Learning Lab. She's a special education educator, and she's going to be talking with us a little bit about some different aspects that she's learned over the years working with especially upper elementary grades. And, can I just say how thrilling it is to talk to people who are passionate about being in the classroom with our kids.
Yes.
I mean, I love teachers, and there's nothing better than good teachers because they make the world go round.
They do, and they can literally change the trajectory of a kid's life.
Absolutely. So. And you're coming to us. You live near Syracuse. Where are you in New York?
We're right in central New York, a little town called Baldwinsville. It's just outside of Syracuse.
I know all about Baldwinsville.
Feeling pretty good right now.
I actually graduated from SUNY Oswego and then taught at SUNY Oswego for 3 years. So I know all about Baldwinsville.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. I love Baldwinsville. It's beautiful when the leaves fall in Baldwinsville. So in any case, thrilled to have you here with us. So let's talk a little bit about one of the things that you like to talk about is using diverse literature in the classroom, which is not necessarily the first thing that people think of when they think of special education.
Right.
So talk to us, enlighten us.
So recently there's been a lot of talk with teachers and teacher authors about including diverse literature in their libraries at school and at home. And typically the focus is on different races and different cultures and different genders, and including books that represent all of the students in our classroom. And so I had seen a lot of lists go out that included those different populations, but I didn't see anything focusing on people that have different abilities. And so I did some research and looked around, asked around to some of my friends, thought about some of the books that I had read in my classroom or to my own children at home, and came up with a list that includes titles with characters that happen to have disabilities. So there's a lot of literature out there that's like all about books, so it just focuses on what a certain type of disability is about. And I really didn't want that. I wanted to have a good list of books that represented the students that I see in my classroom, so they could really see themselves in the books that we were reading.
And is there a large amount of books along these lines that have students with different types of abilities?
To be honest,
characters?
It was really difficult for me to put together a list. There really isn't that much out there that I found. I believe I had maybe 15 to 20 books, and obviously that's not going to hit every single disability that we see. I have reached out to some authors that write some actual books for adults to see if maybe they were interested in possibly writing some children's literature about things that I saw some holes. I did not find, it was really difficult to find any books that included characters with Down syndrome. And finally, after reaching out to a lot of people, I found one book that I had to hold on to even include it because it wasn't released until this past August.
Wow. Well, and so the list that you have made, is it available on Nicole'sLearningLab.com?
Yes, I believe if you go to the website right now, it's either the second or third article, but it's also on the revolving image at the top of the screen.
Okay, so one of the many things that we can find if we go to Nicole's Learning Lab. And Nicole, before we sign off today, I don't know if you know, have you met Bruce Colville?
I have not, no.
So Bruce Colville is one of the most famous and prolific children's book writers. He wrote the book My Teacher is an Alien.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really popular. There's a whole line of books, and he writes for everything from very young kids to older kids. He lives in Oswego. I'm going to hook you up with him. And you can bend his ear and tell him he needs to write a book with kids with different abilities, because he's right in your backyard, and then the two of you can go on tour together. I'm sure he'll appreciate me lending him out doing that. In any case, you also, one of the things, we have a lovely article that you shared with us from your website talking about paraprofessionals and how they can be more effective. And you also talk about providing windows and mirrors for our students through books. And that's kind of what you were just saying about making sure that it reflects who they are. What have you found in the classroom when you do have this list of books and they reflect? What difference do you see in your students? Is it a self-esteem issue? Do you find the behavior issues are better?
So everybody wants to recognize themselves in places. That's just human nature. They want to be able to make connections. And for a lot of our students, the books that we read, they're not making connections with the characters because they're so unlike them in a lot of ways. But when they can see a character that they do connect with, I see that it gives them a lot more confidence and a sense of self-worth because they see themselves in these books. And then, because I've always taught in an inclusion classroom, or not always, but most recently, I do see the general education students in there. When they are reading these books, they are getting a window. They're looking through a window, and they're seeing into the lives of these other students that are in their classroom, and they're able to make more of a connection. I know that some of the kids that I've worked with, there is a sense of fear because of the unknown, and then when they read some of these books, they're able to reach out more and make more meaningful friendships with these students in our classroom.
I think it just makes sense. I always remember Whoopi Goldberg talking about when she was a little girl and that she would watch Star Trek, and she would see Lieutenant Uhura on Star Trek, and that
African-American
and that made her feel like she could do anything. Here was this woman who was in a command position in the future, and it made her feel like she could do anything, and that resonated with me as a mom. So when my son was diagnosed with autism, whenever there was somebody, like at the time when he was little, James Durbin was on American Idol.
Right.
And we would turn on American Idol, and he would rock out and light the piano on fire and all the things that he did. And I would sit there and I would say to my son, see him? He has autism just like you. And look at him. He's doing amazing. And I was always pointing those people out to him. Did you find that with Wyatt too?
Yes, I did.
And I people ask me all the time, Jem has such a good self-esteem in terms of being on the spectrum. There's no negative for him.
Right.
Like if somebody said to him that was negative, he'd be like, what are you talking about?
Right.
And I attribute that to being able to point to different things.
Different
and
role models.
And why leave reading out of the equation? Because it's such a fabulous way for kids to learn. I just want to point out that your website is such a wonderful resource for so many different things. For somebody who is passionate about special education, you, as you mentioned, have worked in inclusion classrooms, and that one of your passions is helping teachers to thrive. Inclusion is one of my passions, Nicole, but I find that a lot of people don't know how to do it right. But if they come to your website, you have lots of tips and tricks to be able to help them, correct?
Yes, I definitely do. Yep.
Okay.
We need more people like you.
We do. So go to Nicole'sLearningLab.com is your website. So people can find out more.
And we had started out because the information that you had sent us was so comprehensive. We were like, this is a book. Like we assumed it was a book,
And
Nicole.
it's an article.
What does that tell you, Nicole? I think that you need to join your authors on your list. So maybe in the future. We will look forward to your first book. And I will look forward to connecting you with Bruce Colville so that you'll have an author right there in your backyard. So again, www.nicoleslearninglab.com. Nicole, do you ever hire out as a consultant?
I have not. I've actually spent the last couple of years home I have 3 children. I'm going back to the classroom in January, so my plate is going to be much fuller soon. But it's something that I'm open to.
Okay, all right. Great. Well, that and writing your book. No pressure, Nicole. No pressure.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for joining us,
Enjoy the
Nicole.
snow in upstate New York.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Okay.
I
All right.
appreciate it.
All right,
Take care.
bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.